Hope Jean doesn't notice. Otherwise she'll disappear until we get there. A little bit of snow on the hilltops in the background there, but down at this level it's quite warm. Quite a lot of logging goes on up here, and we see the occasional tug pulling a raft of logs down to where they're dealt with at the sawmills. At last, she's found someone to chat to. That'll keep her mind off what the boat. Of them going down there. Now 1:30, and this is the first signs of habitation that we've seen all the way up, apart from a few remote Indian settlements. This is Bella Bella. Again, the only industries up here are fish canning and logging. Now 3 o'clock and the channel gets ever narrower. Just swinging round now to go up through that gap. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. O'clock in the evening, not a cloud in the sky, and we're still heading north. In the motel car park at Prince Rupert, a Jaguar that we just couldn't resist photographing. One for the real car enthusiast, this. Having landed late last night at Prince Rupert, we decided not to stay in the town, but to get back on the road, and here we are on Highway 16, the Yellowhead Highway, which goes right through to Jasper. We're intending to do about 200 miles today and find somewhere overnight. We're still on the Yellowhead Highway, and we've pulled into a rest area where this little bear is having a great time raiding the garbage bin. Must be something in there pretty tasty. He's found his way into that garbage can all right. Bagged up or not, it's a tasty snack. More black bears. 2 little babies right alongside the highway. We've been driving along this road now for about 2 hours, and apart from the bears and the snow-capped peaks, this is the famous Skeena River Valley. The Skeena River, renowned for its big steelhead and salmon, is running down there alongside us. And I've just realised that today It's my 63rd birthday and I don't have any fishing tackle with me. The mighty Skeena River. And although we're now nearly 2,000 miles north of where we started in San Francisco, the temperature is nigh on 70 degrees. We've just stopped here for a picnic. This is the way in, and Jean is now settling down on the table. These are sandwiches Canadian style. You get a side of beef, slice it up and wrap it in 2 pieces of bread. Brown bears, black bears, hummingbirds, butterflies, snow-capped mountains, beautiful lakes, and now we've arrived at Hazleton, a beautiful little spot along Highway 16, and staying here for a couple of nights. This is the view from our motel room. What a pretty picture! Hi folks, this is just one of the crazy things that you can do when you're on holiday. We're just dressed up now to go out for the birthday boy's dinner. Okay? Oh, by the way, the temperature's up in the 80s. Today is June the 8th, another beautiful day, and here we are at Mazarden Lake on the way to the border of Alaska. Another pretty little picnic area. We stopped off for a cup of coffee. Jean trying to get a couple of snapshots. Getting a little closer to Alaska now, and there's a bit more snow on the mountains. Our first black bear of the morning. Welcome to Stewart, Canada's most northerly ice-free port. Just up the road from the Alaskan border. Well, here we are, we've made it. This is our most northerly point. And this is the ghost town of Hyder. This is Mazayadon Lake. There's not a breath of wind and the temperature is now just over 80 degrees again. That's every day since we started from San Francisco. In spite of the heat, we're still surrounded by snow-covered mountain peaks. We're staying here in the town of Smithers, in the Bulkley Valley for the weekend. This is the Stork's Nest Motel, situated in a beautiful spot with a wonderful outlook, and it is definitely one of the finest motels we've found anywhere in British Columbia. It's privately owned by the Blum family, a family of Germans who came over here in the 1950s. The interior is absolute comfort in itself, and included in the price of $60 a night for the two of us is the biggest breakfast you could ever wish to have. At long last we've got some rain and it's a bit cooler. Quite a change from the 80-odd degrees that we've been having. And here's a robin, a Canadian robin looking for its breakfast. The weather has improved somewhat now, and here we are on the beautiful Francois Lake, just south of Highway 16. Stopped at a little village called Norrally, and this little chapel on the shores has quite a tale to tell. There were two brothers living in the little village, and their parents lived in South Africa. The mother contacted what was described as an incurable disease, and they built this chapel for her, called it Jones Chapel. They then invited her over from South Africa and presented her with the keys, and the whole village attended the first service held here, after which, within a few weeks, she had made a complete recovery. Although not used for regular church services now, it is still used for weddings. Here in Canada they grow the world's biggest trout, and in order to catch them you want the world's biggest trout rod, and this is it. We are now heading south eventually back to California. Yesterday we saw a moose along the highway, but were unable to film it because someone frightened it away. And now we're on our way down to Williams Lake, and we've stopped here by McLeese Lake for a short break. Another beautiful little spot, and out on the water are one or two loons calling out. Here we are at Marble Canyon now, on the way down to Lillooet. We are high in the mountain region now, just outside Lillooet, and here in the foreground is one of the ginseng plantations. There are several of them in this area. There are two more there over on that flat plateau. But this is certainly a different kind of Canada from what we were experiencing further north, where the main industry was lumber. Continuing down the valley now. With the road, the river and the railroad running side by side. You get a great shot like this and somebody has to put power cables right across it. This is a view of Seton Lake just outside Lillooet, and there's a little train just wending its way along the edge of the mountain. Back again to the beautiful mountain streams and the snow-covered peaks. Heading now down towards Whistler, one of the most famous skiing resorts in the whole of North America. Between Pemberton and Whistler, there's a 2-mile stroll along the riverbank, ending here at Nairn Falls. pure as a mountain stream. And they don't come any purer than this. Straight from the ice cap of Whistler Mountain. It's now 8 o'clock in the evening as we approach Squamish, just north of Vancouver. And down here there's more snow on the hills than there was up on the Alaskan border.